Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be showing you all how I trim my natural hair. It is in that awkward limb stage right now. I went ahead and blow dried my hair off camera, and of course I was wearing these two flat twists for a few days, but it is time to trim the hair. So of course I took those twists out, but before we get into this video, I do want to go ahead and blow dry my hair some more because I want it to be as straight as possible, and I needed to get those crinkles out of my hair. Yep, it gets really hot. But moving on, once you finish blow drying, it should look a little something like this. I do have a tutorial already on how I blow dry my hair, so I'll be sure to link that in the cards. Right now I'm just sectioning off my hair because this definitely works better in sections. If you don't do anything else in sections, do this in sections, especially if you're doing it yourself. So I am starting off small because I want to make sure I get every split in, and I'm starting at the back of my hair here. So I am starting off small, and I'm cutting the ends that look basically straggly. You all will see in a better clip exactly what I'm talking about. I make sure I get different angles so that you all can see at different angles, so you can kind of see like those furry ends. Those are the ends that I feel like are split, and that is what I am clipping off. As you all can see, I am going in and I'm only cutting a little bit at a time because in the past I have been known to be scissor happy, and I'm not doing that anymore. So I am just going slow, and I always like to make sure it is even with that row, so you all will go back and see me grabbing the entire section together to make sure that it is even. And yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing, and I do this row by row. So the back section, in my opinion, is the hardest to do because it's in the back of your head, especially if you are at that awkward limb stage like I am. It is really hard to see back there, so you definitely want to make sure you pull that hair in different directions and also do checks on the side to make it even. But if you didn't get the first time, we have a lot more clips to go. So here I am combing the section out with a fine tooth comb. So I don't chop off all of the hair that's past the finger. I kind of eyeball it a little bit, and this is just something that I do to avoid cutting myself because I have cut myself in the past, and of course I don't want to do that again. So some of the hair I have to pull up because that's how I can see it better, and then I cut off the ends that basically look bad. Normally when you're combing through your hair with a fine tooth comb, you can feel the comb get like tangled in the ends, and most of the time those are the ends that need to go. So as you finish the second row, you want to bring the first row that you did along with the second row up so that you can make sure that it is even. And that is exactly what I am doing right now. I'm making sure that both rows are even with one another when I pull them up because of course you want it to be even. And yes, I'm just cutting those straggly ends and making sure I do not cut myself. And throughout this process, you may see me do a few sections more than once, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times. And that's because I just want to make sure that I get those split ends as good as possible, because one thing about split ends, they do travel. So you just want to pull your hair in different directions so that you can see that you are getting it all. Now I repeat this process throughout the back of my head, but make sure that you stay tuned to the end of the video because I do go back in my hair to make sure that I get them in more of a vertical cut, if you will. It's better for me to show you all than explain it, so make sure you stay tuned for the end. As you move up to the crown of your head, I have found that it is easier to start trimming in the middle, and that way you can easily travel that guide to the sides as well.
Hey, look. You don't need no filters. You my rocket, you my perfect picture. Baby, you know I'm tryna kick it with ya. Ain't gotta wait till it gets dark. We can 106 and park. You be my rock, I be your big ticket. I'm tryna show you off. I'm tryna flaunt you. I'm I'm obsessed with ya, baby, I want you. Let them watch ya, tell them they can tune in, show you how we do this. I put our love on a billboard, so you just need to look out your window. Show the whole city I'm all yours. Let me put us on display. I'll shout it from the rooftops. I gotta jump out of a window if you call me. Touch your name on my neck, I promise. Girl, I swear I'm obsessed. Whatever you want, girl, it's no problem. Your love's my drug and I'm obsessed with you. You got a hold on me, where you controlling me. Think I might overdose, so hypnotic. Where you got my heart trap. Take my wallet, fly you all across the map. Oh yeah. Rock solid, yeah, you know I'm gon' support ya. Anything you want, girl, I'ma spoil ya. Let them watch ya, tell them they can tune in. We'll show you how we do this. I put our love on a billboard, so you just need to look out your window. Show the whole city I'm all yours. Let me put us on display. I'll shout it from the rooftops. I gotta jump out of a window.
So the back of the hair is done for now, but like I said, you definitely want to stay tuned to the end so that you all can see how I do it. But on the sides, I basically do the same thing. You want to go row by row, and you want to combine both of the rows together to make sure that they kind of match up and they are even. And once again, you want to make sure that you only cut a little bit at a time, because if you need to cut more, you can always go back and do that. But if you cut too much, you definitely can't glue it back together. So just make sure you take your time. You go row by row, make sure those tangles are out, and just repeat the process. So once I'm finished going row by row, I do like to bring up a lot of hair in the middle, just to make sure that both sides are even. I like the right and the left side to match, so I just like to go through the middle section, and then I will move back over to the sides in the same direction. Just be you and I. Oh, yeah. They may not like it, darling, but soon I'll catch myself falling, yeah. They may not like it, darling, but soon I'll catch myself falling, yeah. Time flies by and I still get your eye. All of a sudden I find myself thinking afloat, but soon I'll be sinking. Somehow, someday, yeah. Somehow, someday, I'll know the feel of your touch, babe. But for now I won't get too much, but say And moving on back to the back section, I like to go in and pull the hair up in diagonals or verticals, and this kind of creates a little bit of layers. I have found that my hair is kind of growing out in layers a little bit and kind of in a heart shape, so I like to do this last. I don't know why I like to do it last, but I like to do it last. So that's basically what I'm doing now. I'm just pulling the hair up vertically and trimming so that it is even when the hair is pulled up in this direction right here. And as you all can see, you can still see a little bit of split end, so that is why it is important to do this if your hair is growing out that way, because you don't want to miss any of the split ends that exist. like to combine the front with the back just to make sure that it is matching. And as you all probably have seen throughout this video, I do a lot of checks because of course you want your hair to be straight. You don't want it to be botchy. No one wants a botched cut, so you definitely want to make sure that the front and the back is somewhat matching and flowing together in a certain shape. And once that is done, I like to use my blow dryer to get all of the trim hair off of my neck and shirt. And I also like to go back through my hair with the comb attachment to make sure that I get all of the trim hair out of that as well. And yes, I really love when I have a fresh trim because my hair behaves so much better. But that is it for this video, you guys. I really hope you all enjoyed it and found it useful. And I can't wait to see you all in the next one. See ya.
They may not like it, darling, but soon I'll catch myself.